I'm Andreas, this is Hake, we're a couple of Switch, and today we're talking about your most expensive games.
That's right. That's not... why do you have to say it that way?
Now, we've done like 5 intros. Let's just pick and choose one. Right? We don't have to do it again, so we can just get into the actual discussion between us two.
Because today we're going to talk about my most expensive games.
Yeah.
Like, it's a top 12. But
yeah, it's a top 12 list. And the point is that you have already written down the current worth of these games individually, and then we will do a...
And just to say it right away, we're using price charting, and that isn't necessarily reflective of reality, because they only calculate based on the sales on like eBay, so there's no private sales, there's no store sales, you know, so it can only be based on a certain amount of information, because it's literally impossible to know the exact worth of a game. It all depends on the customer, how much they are willing to pay for it, how much it's worth, honestly. Yeah. So we can only base it on that information. Yeah.
But anyway, the point is that we will do a sort of total evaluation of all of the games individually, then put them together, and I have written down a guess since before we started filming. I have no idea what the actual numbers are, and the point of the game is that he will tell me which games it is, or what game it is at, let's say, number 12 or number 9 spot. I will guess what I think it's worth, and then also what you paid for it.
Yes, and then I will answer how much I paid and how much it's worth currently.
Yeah, exactly. And then at the end we'll see how far off my guess is from the actual reality of the worth. Yes. The actual value of the game. Yeah. Sure.
But is your guess an overestimation? Did you really go for it? Do you think it's actually...
No,
do you actually think it's a lot? Or are you actually being realistic?
Like, since I know you, I have a ballpark figure. I know approximately a couple of these games, but I think I'm reasonable.
You think you're reasonable?
I think I'm reasonable.
I'm going to be very disappointed. Extremely disappointed if you overestimate it by like a lot, because then I will feel inadequate. that I don't have that much rare games.
I genuinely think I underestimated.
You think you underestimate?
Yeah.
But not on purpose.
No, I try to be nice.
Because it's 12 games and a few honorable mentions that didn't quite make the top list. But I still want to talk about them because they are worth a lot to me. And they're still worth a lot of money compared to what they were from the beginning. And some of them are actually very hard to get. So I still want... So,
honorable mention number 1.
Yes, and that is Silent Hill 1 for the PlayStation 1. American, the NTC version. And
now, do you want me to guesstimate the
you exactly. So, how much do you think... Because if you look at it, it has plastic around it.
Yeah, but you mean that it's a factory seal still?
Then that's the interesting part. We don't actually know. I'm going to tell you about it, but from looking at it, it's currently in a protection case because I don't want anything to damage the plastic. But I can take it out of it, so you can have a look. No, I want you to have a look because that's kind of the point with the entire thing, the worth of it, because it's kind of, we don't really know. So here, you can have a look at it. Yes, you can touch it. Just be careful. Just be careful with it.
The American version.
The American version, and I can, and to make your guessing a little more easier, the European version is much less worth, much less.
Is that like always the case, like in general?
No. Like we're going to talk about that game later, but we have a very good example in the top,
where a European version is worth more.
So much more. Like it's insane what kind of difference. But normally the American version is more often more worth. Just
because the market's bigger.
The American market is so much bigger than the European market.
I don't have an exact figure, but I'm going to say that it's either slightly below or slightly above $100.
Okay, we can do it this way. What do you think this game is worth without the plastic? And what do you think the game is worth if it actually is factory sealed? If it is completely new and in this condition, what do you think it would be worth?
I'm going to say a ballpark of $100.
A factory sealed Silent Hill 1.
Fuck. Maybe 130?
Okay, what do you think an open American?
Maybe 60 or 70.
Okay. How much do you think I paid for this?
I think you paid maybe 80 for that one to get a good deal.
That's correct. I actually paid $80 to get this game.
Uh-huh.
But you were so wrong on the actual worth of it. Because a factory sealed Silent Hill 1 is worth over $300.
And it's just an honorable mention?
Yes, it's just an honorable mention, but the problem is that it's probably not factory sealed. And we're going to walk through why I think that, because the way I got this game and where it came from is very interesting. Because, and I was, so in this case, if it's not a real factory sealed game, then a just open game, that's trash. Like say it's an open game in trash quality.
Oh, okay.
So like even an open game that's been played, used, the disc is scratched, like you can see a few scratches on the case and such, the game is still worth $100. So your estimation was completely wrong.
Oh.
But regardless, this is a mint condition.
Yeah.
Like it looks completely new.
Yeah, but why don't you think it's factory sealed though?
Because as you can see over here, like there's like this kind of, like it's a plastic bag it's in that's been sealed at the top.
Yeah.
And do you think games are actually sealed like this
No,
ever?
I know that they are.
They are not sealed like this. And that's what makes it so interesting in a way, because I've looked up a lot of information, because this game I bought from a guy who thought this was a sealed copy. And he really put it up under market price, even for a sealed copy. And probably what the game was worth just open.
Okay.
But regardless, I talked to him, because I approached him and said, I don't think this is a factory sealed copy, and here's proof. I searched around on eBay, I searched around on the internet looking for how a sealed NTC copy looked.
Yeah.
And all of them looked completely different. A good example would be this newly released Game & Watch Nintendo just released, because a sealed copy of Silent Hill kind of has this kind of thing on the backside.
Really?
Yes, like that's what's so strange about it. That's what really piqued my interest in why he thought it was sealed, because I saw like 4 or 5 currently open and some that was already sold that had this kind of flap on the backside of it. So this was clearly not a real sealed copy. So I approached this guy. We sent a few emails between each other, and I asked, and I said, I don't think this is a sealed game at all, and this is why. And I sent these pictures, and he said, well, that's true in that case, that this is not a sealed game. And I asked him, where did you get this? So according to him, the seller, he bought this from a Swedish game developer. So not a Swedish game collector, an actual developer for video games. And when he sold him this, he told him this was a real sealed copy.
Yeah.
And but even though it's not a sealed copy, it still means that this game has been in this plastic for over 20 years. And that's insane regardless, because that means that some Swedish person have gone to America or ordered it. Highly unlikely, because it came out in
maybe he worked in America
or something like that. I don't know, but he bought it.
Yeah.
Brought it to Sweden in some way or another. He probably resealed it. And the question, what happened there? Did that person, whoever got this in the first place, did that person sell it to another? And then that person believed it was sealed, and then they sold it to this guy I bought it from. But I bought it under market price for a complete copy.
Yeah.
And I thought, but it's worth the risk if it's now a sealed copy, but I don't think it is.
No.
But it's estimated $100, a trash quality copy. But I think this is way above $100, because if you look at it,
it's very mint
condition.
It's
super nice quality. I would probably say it's over $130. It's probably never been played. Like it's a completely unplayed copy, and the game is like over 20 years old by this point.
But if you were to resell it, you couldn't mark it as.
No, I don't think that I literally could do that, and this won't stand up at all.
No,
so
well, if you put it in a box, then it will.
you think? Like the problem is, I would have to talk with a professional. But the problem is, I don't think anyone in Sweden would know about this.
No, maybe not.
Because the only way to 100% know would either be to track down the original person who owned this game. Because either he's lying, or this truly is a sealed copy. But I don't know, and I don't believe it to be so.
No.
But it's a very, very beautiful game.
It's a very nice copy.
And exactly, and that's why I bought it.
Yeah.
Because I already have my European copy of the game. Yeah. So, you can bring it forth. It's behind you right now.
Jesus. Where?
It's a bit damaged. So, like, the spine of it has a slight bent on it, so it's hard to see which it is.
Is it here?
Yes, I think it's there, yeah.
Where? Are you sure? Because I'm not.
It's the one without the spine, without the name on the spine. No, right. There.
Oh.
This is.
And that has a big box.
Yes, European PlayStation 1 games are thicker than American games. Like
all of them.
Yes, all of them.
All PlayStation 1 games from America like that.
Yeah, except multi-disc games.
Yeah.
Except multi-disc games. But even if a game is a single disc in Europe, they still use a thick case.
Yeah.
But America always uses a CD case.
Weird.
Yes. But how much do you think?
Your old version.
My old European version. This is old. I bought it like I don't know, 8 years ago, 10 years ago, like a long time ago. This was one of my earlier games I bought. So how much do you think this is worth in comparison?
Maybe. I don't know if I want to lowball it or.
You should probably lowball it.
Maybe 30.
Yeah, $30-40.
Yeah, around
like
there.
This is a bad quality copy anyway. But I did at that time. I didn't really want it for the collector's worth. I wanted it because I wanted to actually own it and play it.
Yeah, of course. Now then, do we get into the list?
Yes. Now we're going to enter the actual list for the first time, and I can say already there's a big jump. But like the prices worth like it's a big jump.
Yeah. So at number 12,
there's At number 12, we have Clock Tower.
Oh. American or European?
NTC, American version.
American.
As you can see, it's a CD case.
Yeah.
So that mostly means it's American.
Oh right, yeah, you're right.
As we just talked about. So we played this game. I bought it to actually I bought it for us to play together.
And we did.
Yes, and I enjoyed it. It was just not very conventional or what I expected, but I still liked it.
We had fun, but
you did not like it at all.
The game was trash.
I don't agree.
We had fun, but the game is trash.
People will not agree with that opinion at all.
No.
And you already know that people won't agree with that opinion at all.
I know that because Clock Tower is cult.
Yes, it's a cult classic.
Yeah.
Like we both knew about Clock Tower a long time
Before you bought it.
Yeah, because of Jan Tron.
Of course.
And personally, I know it from Happy Video Game Nerd because he's talked about it a lot.
I see.
Yes.
Okay.
And I think we always wanted to play the Super Nintendo one because that game looks really cool.
Yeah.
But they never released it in English. Why didn't you like it?
It was just very boring. Like the gameplay was just very boring.
You think?
Yeah.
I thought it was. Like, yeah.
It's so slow.
It's slow, but isn't that the purpose?
In a way, but it's like
when we started the game, I thought it was going to be something different. But once we got into the action, we had fun. Exactly, the school or the dormitory. Yeah. I thought that was fun.
Yeah, we had fun.
We had fun there, and I.
But it's not a game that I think that we will play ever again.
I want to finish it though because it's a cult game. I own it. Like
Is that one a cult classic? Like
that one is literally a cult classic. It's a cult classic, while the sequel is a lot rarer. It's fucking trash.
Yeah.
like it's really bad. It's really it's like it's infamously bad.
Yeah.
And but that game is literally twice the amount of that game, both in worth and in rarity, because it's not often you see that game on sale just because no one bought it.
No one bought it
Yeah, and
initially.
it's like the sequel to this game was so bad that the company that made Clock Tower got bankrupt. It was that bad.
Yeah. But okay, how much is that one worth then?
Yes.
I would say, since it's an open copy and it's somewhat used, like it's not properly... Is it?
It's mint condition, literally. Like there's not a single amount of like imperfection on it.
No, maybe.
Like it's a mint condition copy. The disc is not scratched. Like it's barely played. Like everything is there. So yeah, I wouldn't judge it based on like
it's an open mint copy.
Yep, it's an open mint. It's so good an open copy can be, I would say.
Yeah.
It came in a protection case. It's probably been in that protection case most of its existence ever since the guy before me had it. So it's been very taken care of.
I think you paid around 90 for it, and I would say that it's worth maybe 140. No, 120.
You sure about that?
Between 120 and around the 140.
I bought it for $90. And it's worth $140. How did you read my notes?
I have not read your notes. No, I have not. You just talked to me about this way too much.
I don't actually believe you in that because you literally got it 100% right.
I promise you, it's just a freak accident. You just talked to me about this stuff way too much.
You can't admit that on video.
He's talked to me about this stuff way too much.
So how much do you think the sequel is worth?
Maybe twice that, almost.
But give me an exact figure of guess.
220. A bit less than half, double it.
It's like worth $280.
Really?
An open copy.
So almost 300 then.
Yes, almost 300.
Huh.
And it's trash. But it's only worth that much because no one owned it.
Yeah, because it's rare.
Yeah, it's very rare. Like it's literally a game that killed its company.
Yeah.
It's that bad. Often when it comes to like games like that's bad, they also go up in worth a lot for some reason. Like, could you guess what? Plumbers don't wear ties. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that game is worth $120.
But isn't that also because?
Yes, because it's infamous.
Yeah. Because of that one video.
Infamy always brings a game a lot of money because when a game is about experiences. If it's a good experience, people want it. If it's a horrible experience, people really want to see it in first hand and they want to have it.
It's the same reason people watch Birdemic.
And Sharknado.
And The Room.
Yeah, because... Well, I think it's a big difference between The Room and Sharknado, just because... you could say that...
Sharknado is made to be bad.
Exactly. Sharknado is made to be bad. Clock Tower 2 is like The Room. It's not meant to be bad, but it is bad. Like there's a genuine try to make a game there, but they failed completely, and that's why it's so infamous, just because it's so horrible.
Oh yeah.
Next game on our list is right above us. It's Paper Mario: A Thousand Year Door. I don't know if this game can actually even stand up at all. Will you hold it there for?
I will hold it for you.
So, how much do you think this is worth? You can take it out of the protection case if you really want to have a deep dive on the quality of it. But I would say it's an okay copy.
Yeah.
It's used.
It's Mario, so
it's not only Mario. It's an older Paper Mario game. They are.
Yeah, I know people like this one.
Yeah, they love this one.
Yeah.
What do you think I paid for it?
I think you pay because you don't generally like to pay over $100 for things, like this, because you want to get a good deal.
Yeah.
So I would guess between 50 and 70.
Okay, and what do you think it's worth?
It's got to be more than the last one. What did I say the last one was worth? Maybe 155, 160.
This game is worth $140.
Okay, 140.
And I bought it for $35.
35. Where?
Well, that's kind of an interesting story. Like, for me to buy this cheap, I literally needed a company to go bankrupt for it. Because we had this store, if you might remember it, Game, before it went under.
Yeah.
And I was on the other side of the country. And I remember, like, this was so long ago. Like,
This is one of your old games.
yes, this is one of my older games.
Oh.
So, like,
Yeah, then that kind of explains it.
you think?
That you got it so cheap. Yeah, but if you bought it from
No,
a
during
store-
that time, like, during those times, people still bought this game for over $100.
first hand from a store.
Like, this game is like 2003. Like, I didn't buy it from a store in a way like it was new on the shelf. Like, a store had it.
No, it was like a bargain bin.
No, not a bargain bin either. Like, they just had a retro collection of games that they sold at this store.
Right. They had those sealed, like in the back of the store.
No, like,
Okay.
they had what I say, they would have a display window of more rare retro games. Like, if someone came in and wanted to sell their games for cheap, to get new games for cheaper, they would put it in this case because, you know, they know that people would buy it. And during these times, I was on the other side of the country where my grandmother lived. I always saw this in their store and no one bought it. It was like $80 or something. Like, that's still a good deal for the game during that time because it's a very sought after game. Like,
Yeah, but not when we were young. Like, we didn't...
yeah, we did, like, I didn't care. Like, I didn't care for the worth. I just wanted to play it.
Yeah.
But like, what you have in our country, this game goes for way over $140. You could probably get it for $180. This is a very sought after game in Sweden, like more than other places. So this is more worth it. But Game went bankrupt, and all the stores had to close. So every game in their store were 50% off, and I know exactly what I wanted from that store. So I waltzed in there and I bought this game for $35, and no one had bought it before me.
No.
I just grabbed it from the shelf and I will have this one. And that's one of my better deals of my life. Like a return of over $100.
Yeah.
You
peaked early.
Yeah, I peaked very early. You seem very surprised about.
Yeah, I thought it was a new game, like one that you bought very recently.
No, this is very old. Like, this game is God, it's like 10 years ago I bought it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played this on my Wii. On when I still had that up, like when that was new.
Yeah.
Like, this was before I had a PlayStation 3. I played this game.
Yeah. No, because as we discussed earlier off camera, most of your collection has grown almost double just this year alone.
Yeah, because I just recently actually gotten into collecting games for collecting's sake.
Yeah, exactly. So I thought this was one of them.
No,
But no.
that's later on the list.
Yeah, of course. But okay.
Now this time you will have to reach, because the next game on the list is Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, the American version. So you will have to
Do you
stand
trust
up.
me to do that?
No, just grab it very gently and put it on the table.
I can't.
I know, it's fine.
got it.
It's fine.
And this is actually factory sealed.
Yes, this is factory seal.
Yeah, you can
It's
see that on
complete-
this
It's
side.
completely mint.
Yeah.
Like, it's completely untouched.
Yeah.
This is an American copy. So how much do you think it's worth, and how much do you think I paid for it?
I think this is one of the ones that you talked about that you paid almost what it is worth. I think it's around maybe 160.
You think I paid that much?
I think you paid like only $20 below asking price. Like market price, maybe I should say. So yeah, I'm going to say around 160, and you paid maybe 120, 140.
This game is worth 150. And
I
I
overestimated it.
and I paid $89 for it.
What? Did you say you got that one for under 100?
Yes.
That's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, it's like a pretty good deal because like it's pretty much impossible to get American copies of sealed GameCube games in Europe. Like, PlayStation games are more, I would say, more common just because like it was very normal to ship your consoles to play region locked games, so people imported them. Like, we had a store in our town that shipped PlayStation 2s.
Did we?
Yes.
Okay. I had no idea.
Did you not? Do you have no idea about that?
No, I never did that with
My old PlayStation 2 was shipped. There was a store, what would you say, a repair shop kind of store for computers and stuff, and they shipped your PlayStation 2s, but I don't think there was a service for GameCube. However, talking about the game,
Yeah.
should we talk about what happened to its brother? This would have been the last one, and the next one would be my sealed copy of
Resident
Evil
Evil
2
2.
American, and
Yeah.
that one is probably the rarest one of all the
Resident
Resident
Evil
Evil
2,
game for GameCube.
Yeah.
And I destroyed it.
Not maliciously,
no,
though.
not maliciously.
You didn't
I'm-
destroy it.
No,
but-
I'm a fucking dumbass. That's the problem.
Yeah.
But I had no way of knowing. Now thinking back to it, I should have noticed probably. But there's never been any information about this. Like, I'm new to collecting. And goddamn, I searched everywhere after this happened, and there's no information about it, because if we just grab like a random GameCube game that's European, if you take this game,
It looks exactly identical
no,
to this.
like look around on the case, see if you spot the difference. Well, except that they have the logos on different parts because America is stupid or something.
The American version is slightly larger?
Yes.
Yeah.
For some reason.
Yeah.
Because if you look
Because it
Down,
doesn't
look,
perfectly line up.
look here.
Oh. There's a big hole in the bottom.
Yeah, there's a big like a snatch. I don't know how to
Latch. Not a snatch.
No, I don't
That's
know.
something completely
Yeah,
different.
okay. I don't know how to explain it because that's the way you would describe it in Swedish, I think.
You would not call it a snatch in Swedish, no.
Whatever. It's literally like 2 millimeters thicker. For some reason. And I didn't know this. So I bought some acrylic boxes. Like, what am I supposed to do with my sealed games except, have it on my shelf and, save them or sell them or whatever. So I just thought I'd buy some, like, cool
Protective casing.
protective casing, like these thicker ones.
Yeah.
Like, if you grade the games so they're more worth, they're always in.
You
these
have your
acrylic.
other Resident Evils in
Yes,
those
we're
cases.
getting to that.
Yeah.
I was going to put this in the acrylic case. No, not this one. Its brother, Resident Evil 2. And I didn't know.
Well, you were going to put that.
Yes,
in
I
the
were
case as
going
well.
to put that, but this one was spared. Because the one I had was designed for the European version. The American is 2 millimeters thicker. So when I put it in the case, the whole thing just destroyed. Like the whole seal on the left side of it just came completely off. And there was nothing I could do about it. So I literally destroyed like $60 worth in like a few seconds for no reason. And I feel very sad.
I remember you called me. right, just like 20 seconds after that happened.
No, not 20 minutes, don't.
No, it was right. I remember you called me right after that happened.
Yeah. Because
you
I,
were so sad.
Yeah, well, of course. I didn't know what the fuck I could do about it. That game was worth over $165. And I bought it just like this
It
one.
would have been on the list.
Yes, it would have been on the list because I bought it for $89 too.
Yeah.
From the same person.
So it was even a good deal.
It was a great deal. It will never be replicated, that deal. If I want, literally, if I want to have that game again,
You have to pay market price.
I have to pay more.
Oh.
Because the only copies up right now is $200, and that's before shipping from America. So that deal will never be replicated in my life. But there's a somewhat happy end to that story, because even though I ruined the game, I still sold it
For a profit.
for a profit of what I paid
Yeah.
to a guy I know, because he still thought it wasn't completely destroyed. The seal was still on it,
Yeah.
but it wasn't pristine.
It was just
anymore.
ripped.
It was just ripped.
The plastic around it was just ripped.
So I sold it for over $100. So I'm
Which
still,
is like a $20 profit.
yeah. So I still think it's a good deal. I still made a deal about it, but I didn't want to make that deal.
No, you wanted to keep it together with that one.
Yes,
But when are you putting that one in the box?
when I can find a acrylic box that's made for American. But they don't exist apparently.
No.
Maybe I'm just a dumbass or something. I can't find it. That must be a thing, or I'm just stupid.
I don't know. Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a very high possibility.
Yeah.
Where were we?
Well, now we're moving on to our next honorable mentions. As you can see, we put my sealed copies, my European sealed copies of Resident Evil 1 and 3. And no, I don't have an sealed European copy of Resident Evil 2 that I destroyed as well. That didn't happen yet. Yet.
It will be a hell of a story though.
Yeah, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Just like the American version of 2, like to get one copy of that's like $200.
And also you've learned your lesson.
Yes, I have learned my lessons.
Yeah.
So how do you think these look in this kind of acrylic plastic? Because this is the norm for collectors who...
Yeah, it looks professional.
But do you like it? Like, I think it looks good.
Yeah.
I think it looks awesome.
Yeah.
I think it adds a prestigious effect to it.
Yeah, it looks a lot less like children's toys and more like an actual like valuable thing.
Exactly.
Like it's kind of like when you put Pokemon cards in sleeves and then top loaders.
Yeah,
it's the same effect.
It's the same. Like it goes from a children's card game to actually something with importance. Like so these are the only acrylic plastic cases I have on any game, and I started with these because my plan is to own every single Resident Evil game for the GameCube sealed. Every single one. That's the plan at least. But it's going to be very hard if I don't spend a ridiculous amount of money to get all of them. Because like even the Japanese version of like Resident Evil 2 for GameCube is like $200.
But do you mean that you want every version?
Yes, I want every version. Like I have because my plan would be like how to have a like prestigious how can I describe it, like like a kind of glass shelf and like used to have the Resident Evil games
like a glass display case?
Yes, and just like with a lock on, and then you can have like them in section like the Europeans, the American, the Japanese, and it looks with all in these kind of cases it would look so sweet. So
you know what's a shame though?
What?
That you don't have Resident Evil 2.
The European version or the American version?
The American version.
Well, I used to.
You used to. You did used to. Do you want me to guesstimate?
Yes.
Okay, let's start with what you paid.
Well, we can say take them separately, not together.
Yeah.
And I can already give you a hint because I already have the feeling that you're going to overestimate the cost.
Okay.
Because this Resident Evil 1 is not as rare as you'd think. But I don't really care for the worth in that case. I want them all sealed because I like the aesthetic of the GameCube Resident Evil games for some reason. So I want them. But this one is not as rare as you probably think it is. But this is rare.
Okay. So that one, maybe you paid 40 for it? Between 40 and $50, I think maybe.
And number 3?
Number 3, Jesus. It's difficult. Maybe you paid around 60 to 70, but it's worth maybe 140? No, 120. And this one is worth maybe 90.
You think this is worth 90?
No, the other way around. This one, I believe maybe 90, and this one maybe 130. 40.
This one is worth $52. So even though I warned you that you were going to overestimate, you still overestimated by quite a lot. Because Resident Evil 1 is probably one of the more common games in the GameCube library. Like everyone owned.
Really?
Yeah, everyone owned the first Resident Evil 1 remake because it's that good of game.
I didn't.
Because you know what like an open copy of Resident Evil 1 is worth for GameCube? Like $8.
Because
everyone has one. Like it's an amazing game, but if people don't want it, it's already like out there. Like there's so many copies available, so that they're. But this one is worth $100.
Although only $100.
Yeah, only $100. So the American versions are much more rare in that case.
Yeah.
But I think over time.
Why is that?
I don't know. Just Resident Evil 2 is just as much worth, I'd say, compared to the American version. But like number 3 and number 1 and 0, it's much more worth in America than the European version. Why? I don't know. Maybe the demand isn't as high because they like Resident Evil more. But I think over time, I think this will be more worth.
Okay, but what did you pay for it?
I paid what it was worth.
You did?
Yes, so this was like, they're like worth $160 together, and I bought them for $160 from a collector in
Oh, you
the
bought
UK.
them in like a bulk deal?
Yeah, I made a bulk deal because I want them. So I said I'll pay what I think it's worth, which was the price it was worth because he wanted more. But I said I will buy both for this price, and he said fine, that will be good, and I took it.
Okay. But you're not unhappy with it?
No, like I want them. Like I want to have a complete collection, so I'm willing to pay market price for them to get them. Because like
but then also the market price will
Markiplier.
the markiplier will like go up.
Yeah, my theory is that 3 will go up by a lot in many years, but I don't think 1 is. It's not as.
Yeah, there's no demand for it.
There's no demand for it, but for some reason it was still very hard to find it for a decent price.
Yeah.
Because like it's worth $100 probably, but people will like put it up for like $200.
It's a nice box art.
Yeah, I love it. I just love the aesthetic of it. Yeah. I like how it looks on my.
Did you want me to put?
Yeah, put Paper Mario back. I don't like the hole there. Ooh, no. Good. So moving on to the next game.
Which spot on the list are we on?
We are on number 9.
Number 9.
Number 9, and it's one of my more attractive games, I would like to say. It's my Castlevania Symphony of the Night for Sega Saturn. I love this game. Like, I played it all the way back, like 2003 or something on my shipped PlayStation 2.
But this is a new copy? Or is this your old one?
No, this is, like, I bought this not too long ago.
Yeah.
Like, this is a very, what would I say, it's a very sought after game, because Symphony of the Night is it's a cult game. Everyone loves it. Like, loves it a lot. It's one of the most cult classic games of all time.
Yeah.
And
even I know that.
Yeah, even you know that. Like, it's genre defying. Metroidvania, like the concept of Metroidvania exists because of this game alone.
Yeah.
And the Saturn version, which only came out in Japan, there doesn't exist any European or American version.
No.
As you can see, they're like the American versions of PlayStation 1 games. It's just a CD case.
Yeah.
But it's a very, very beautiful CD case with amazing art. Like, and it's very pristine.
Yeah.
Like, it looks new.
But then also there was something special about just the Sega Saturn version of this game.
Yeah, it's like it has exclusive content that has never reached a console port ever. Like, they made a port to PSP a while back, which only can be accessed through beating the game, like the game we buy, and then you unlock a Symphony of the Night on that, and then you can play that content. But to play it on your TV, you have to buy the Japanese Saturn version. It's the only way to access the content.
Have you played this one?
Yes, I have played it a little bit, and it sucks a lot.
Why?
Because you see, the problem is with this game.
Was that the 2D, 3D
issue?
2D, the rendering issue?
Because Saturn is a 2D heavy system. Like, I've showed you games on it, like Marvel Superheroes, the fighting game. Like, it looks really good, really good for the time. Like, the Saturn really excels at 2D games in a way that the PlayStation can't. So when they ported this, people thought, oh, this will be great, because it's mostly a 2D game.
Yeah.
So it would probably, with a talented team, been translated very well over to the Sega Saturn. Because this is a very late release. Like, this came out many years after the Sega Saturn came out.
Yeah.
But the problem is that the Konami A team didn't work on it, the Konami B team didn't work on it, the Konami C team worked on the port. And there was a very big problem with all of this from the beginning, because the entire game was built on a 3D space. So they just directly ported the game to the Saturn, and what happened was that because the entire game was rendered in a 3D space meant for a PlayStation, the game couldn't run properly at all. Like, I mean, you kill an enemy and the game like goes to 3 frames per second. Like, it's literally unplayable. The loading screens, like, if you want to take up the menu, it like takes 2 seconds to get into the menu and 2 seconds to go out of the menu. Like, it's if you played the real version of the game, it's literally unplayable if you compare it to that. But it still looks very good. It's a very pretty game. It's an amazing game. I played through it many times. It's so good. And I will play it through someday just to watch.
When you have the patience.
When
for
I have
it.
the patience for it, just to see the exclusive content.
Yeah.
Because there's a new playable character in this game that is not accessible except for the PSP version that I mentioned. And not only is it very beautiful, it also has the spine card.
Yeah.
Still in there.
What's a spine card though?
It's very hard to explain. Like, how am I supposed to explain this? Like, it's a weird thing they had in Japan where when they sell the game and it's still sealed, they have this this spine card on the spine, like to make it look prettier or be more clear what the game's called. And it's like, and that makes it very hard to like collect for Saturn, because if you don't have the spine card, the game isn't complete in a weird way.
Oh, okay.
But this comes with the spine card, and it's beautiful. I love the look of this game.
What did you pay for this?
Well, what do you think?
$70?
What do you think it's worth?
Let's start with what you paid for it. $70. Or did you pay market price for it?
I paid market price for it.
You paid almost market price.
Almost market price, because
Okay.
this game was something I really wanted. Because
Oh.
if you look at it, it's beautiful. It looks very good in my collection. Like, I really want to have acrylic plastic and have it in there just because it's so beautiful, and I want to keep it pristine.
Yeah.
I know this is not going to go down in price because this is a sought after item.
Yeah.
Just because how unique it is. Like, no one bought this because it sucked. Like, the port sucked. But it's a port of an amazing game that only came out in one region with exclusive content. So it's still a sought after item. Like, people all over the world have this. Like, that's why I bought it from a Swedish collector.
Is it over 170?
What do you think? Well, I'm not gonna give you hints. Like,
Why not?
why?
Okay. No, I'm gonna lock in my answer. 170.
170.
Yeah, that's
this is
my
worth 155. 155.
Really?
Why are you surprised about
I
that?
think that's... No, I think that sounds kind of low.
Well, I guess it kind of depends.
Since we're a third through the list.
Well, there will be a big jump.
Yeah.
There will be a big jump. So.
Yeah, that I know,
But I
but I
think-
don't know when.
Well, I think this is worth more than 155 in my opinion, because it's beautiful. It's mint condition.
But you bought this for then 140?
148, I think.
Okay, so basically 150.
Yeah, basically 150, but like, it's mint condition. It's very beautiful. The disc is no scratches, and the spine card is there. The manual looks beautiful, like it looks untouched. So like, in a couple of years, I think the price will go up, and just because it is complete.
So
Like,
in a few years, the price will be around 170. Is what
yes,
you're
I
saying.
think it will go beyond that. Like,
So in that case, I'm not wrong.
well, I think the quality. I mean, I think you're right, because I think it's 155, but I think the quality of it is 170. Like, because it has the spine card and it's very beautiful.
In your heart.
No, I think I could sell it for that much, because when we bring out price charting prices, it's like it jumps between the numbers. It's just like it goes
So
in the middle.
on average, around 155.
Exactly, but because of the quality, because of
But
the
it
spine
could have
card,
sold for 170, and it could also have sold for like 120.
I've seen it been sold for over 200.
Oh.
And then I mean complete.
Yeah.
Like, because, that's why certain games is so
Not
complicated.
sealed.
Not sealed. But that's why it's so complicated to talk about this game. So, because what is SIB? Complete in box. Because does that mean only the manual and the game and the case? Like, with certain games, if the spine card isn't with there, that creates a huge difference. Like, if I took out the spine card, just the spine
Can you
card.
take that out?
Yes, if I take it out and sell it on eBay, maybe I could get between 10 to 20 bucks for it. Just that tiny little paper. Like
Just
that.
this
Yeah,
paper?
yes, this paper here.
Oh, this one.
Yes.
Oh.
Be careful with that.
Yeah. He just bends it immediately.
Like, because if someone owns a pristine copy but doesn't have
Then
that,
their copy isn't complete.
it isn't complete, and they want it because it makes it complete.
Oh.
So that adds to the value. But just because it's so beautiful, I have the spine card, I think it's worth more than 155.
Yeah. It's a good copy though.
Yeah, it's so beautiful. I think it's the game we recorded the most footage of, the buy roll, just because there's so many good details, like the art beneath the disc, like the Dracula X on the spine, facing. Yeah. It's such a beautiful game, and we talked about this before, like the worth between different regions, and I think this is very interesting because the Saturn, like this is the only region the Saturn version is for.
Japan, you mean?
Yeah, but the PlayStation. Let's talk about that for a second. The PlayStation version, because let's go through it. You know that this is a very cult game, a very sought after game. People want this game.
Yeah.
So let's play a little game.
But in that case, if it was so popular, as you say, then I'm going to guess that maybe the European version and maybe even the American version for PlayStation 1 isn't as sought after anymore.
Okay, let's play a game. What do you think the PlayStation 1 version of the European, the American, and the Japanese is worth? Who do you think is the rarest?
The rarest?
Yes, which one of them three has the most worth?
Like, I want to say the American, but just because you wanted to make it a game, I don't want to say the American.
Why?
Because I feel like this is the kind of game where it was made in Japan, right?
Yes.
So I feel like even though the market overall in Japan is smaller, I feel like this game was more popular when it came out in Japan. So more people bought it in Japan than they did in America. And therefore it's rarer in maybe America or Europe.
But guess the price. Begin from what you think is the lowest. Be realistic, and then you...
The lowest gotta be around maybe 50 bucks.
Which region?
European? I'm going to guess European version.
Is the least?
Yeah,
okay.
And after that maybe I'm going to guess with the American version being a bit more expensive and rare than that, so maybe between 60 and 70 or something.
And the Japanese version?
Maybe 90. Is it over 100?
Okay. Now I will tell the true order then. The Japanese version is worth $40.
Really?
The American version is worth $70. The European version is worth $280.
Wait, I think I did my order wrong, because as I said, I think that the Japanese version is the most the one that was.
But now you said everything completely wrong.
Yeah, I did it the other way around. I meant that the Japanese version on the bottom and the American version on the top, as you said. I just fucked up.
Yeah.
I messed up.
The American version is worth $70 to $80. The European version is worth $280.
Really?
$280, almost $300.
For PlayStation 1?
Yes, the European version of Symphony of the Night is worth almost $300, while the American version is worth $200 less.
Why?
I don't know.
That sounds whack.
Yes, it is whack. But well, I literally have no explanation for that. If it's the case that the game is very sought after, so like $80 for a game, that's fine. Like that's a good price. Like people want it, so they pay that amount.
Yeah.
Well, I can say the only difference is that the European version is very beautiful. Just like the Saturn is like an exquisite, amazing piece of art, in my opinion. Like it's beautiful to look at, it's beautiful to hold. The manual is filled with the brim with content and amazing art. And the European version is the same. Like the art on the front, it looks so good. And it's the perfect kind where, you know, the European version is more thicker. Like it's a thicker case. And
yeah, it's a standard European case.
Yes, and I think that looks so good. While the American version is like this, a thin CD case, and the front is just a 3D. It's a 3D image of a castle.
Oh.
So you can imagine like the.
So it's kind of the same deal as with the Resident Evil games, that they completely messed up the covers.
Yeah, like
for no reason at all.
Like it's this amazing expressive art with Alucard holding a sword with this beautiful drawing, and the American version is just a castle. Like it's just a castle with purple colors and such.
Yeah.
But why it's so much rarer? I don't know. I'm trying to get it, but it's when it goes up, it like immediately.
It disappears.
It will go for over 2,000 Swedish crowns, like immediately. Like people do not hesitate.
And you don't want to pay that much? Or...
Yes, I'm willing to pay that much because I want it, but
you're also holding out for maybe you can find a deal.
Yes, a deal, and I can't concentrate on everything at once. Like there's always someone interested in selling that game just because it goes for so much.
Yeah.
But I would actually want to have every version. Because I think, like having the Saturn version, the Japanese PlayStation 1 version, and the European version, like having all the art beside each other would look very good.
Yeah.
But moving on, like we'll talk.
Jesus,
Yeah,
yeah, we
not
really
only-
dragged this one out.
Yeah, not only did we record the most footage of
The
game,
B-roll, but
B-roll
also
game,
the longest part in this entire talk.
because it's a very good game. It's a very interesting game, and the next one is completely different. We are at 8th place.
Eighth place.
So the next game is
Pokemon.
Pokemon Heart Gold version.
Oh, I like this.
This is my original copy. I bought a few years ago. I bought it in store.
So this you bought for market price
Yeah,
when it came
yes,
out.
when it came out, yes. So like
is that
600 Swedish crowns.
Yeah, so $60.
60 bucks. And I played it like 250 hours in the first month I got it because it's so good. Like, it's my favorite Pokemon game.
Pokemon Gold was my first Pokemon game.
And it's the best.
It's not the one I played the most, but like content-wise, then yeah, it's the best Pokemon.
If you haven't played this, you should honestly play it.
Yeah, but I stopped with Nintendo games when the DS came out. I only got the Game Boy Advanced. Like, that was the most advanced Game Boy I got, not the I never got the SP or DS.
Or anything after that, you just dropped off.
Yeah, I
Went
just dropped handheld and got a computer instead. So I never played Heart Gold, I never played Crystal or any of those games.
Crystal is Game Boy Color.
Is it?
Yes. Cream.
Cut this out! Cut this out! Where were we?
Like, if you haven't played this game, you should really play this game.
Yeah.
Because it's amazing. Like, it's so good. It's so much content. It's like...
Is there any difference between, like, except for graphical upgrades, between
like,
this and the original Gold?
They expanded more, like, when they, Satoru Iwata. He's one of the greatest developers on Nintendo ever. He was president for a very long time, and he worked on this game. And they thought this was going to be the last Pokemon game, so they
went all out.
All out. That's why like the game takes place in a new region, but connects to the first game as well, the second region, that you can go back and then face the trainer you played as in the first game.
Yeah, but that's on the original Gold as well.
Yes, but they expanded everything because they rushed it, because it's a tiny little cartridge with not that much memory.
The original, yeah.
Yeah, so they couldn't fit all of the information, all of the content that the original game had. But this game's completely, like, it adds everything.
The entire content.
The entire, every bit. There's more content. There's 200 new Pokemons added since the release of Gold and Silver. Okay. And you can catch almost like a big majority of them in the game after you beat it. Like, and there's many legendary events and new storylines. Like, it's so good. And there's so much to do. Like, the new animations. The Pokemon follows you around, which is like there's a sprite for every single Pokemon in the game following you.
Yeah,
like it's so good for the time. Like
it's a well-made game.
It's an extremely well-made game. But how much do you think it's worth?
Now,
yes, because this is a complete copy. It came with a Pokewalker,
which you have somewhere.
No, it's right over there.
Oh, okay.
So, what do you think it's worth?
It's gotta be close to 200. Like it's gotta be close to that. Maybe 180, 170, 180, 80, 70, 180, 70.
180.
Is it 180?
Yes, it's 180.
Because like with Pokemon games, they always go up in worth, except the latest games for some reason. Like no one wants
why.
Sun and Moon. Nobody wants that. Like it's never going to be worth anything. But like Diamond and Pearl, Black and White, Gold and Silver, Red and Blue, Yellow, like all of those games, like they are crazy.
Yeah.
A complete copy of like any of those games goes for over $100.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
Yeah, and they cost around 60 when they came out. So
yeah, so like this is a
except for Sun and Moon, which you can buy for almost half the. I bought it for like 300 crowns each.
Yeah, it's like I think you can get it for $15.
Yeah,
if you're lucky.
Yeah,
but that might change when people get nostalgic for it for some reason, because people didn't like Black and White when it came out, but now it's kind of becoming a cult classic.
Is it?
Yeah.
Don't people like the sequels better?
Yeah, well, I personally prefer Black and White 2. But both games are mostly regarded as a success now, while people didn't like it as much because it's new and people don't like change and such and such. But I think people really when people look back now, they really like Black and White, and that's double the price in the last few years.
And I gotta say, like regarding Sun and Moon, I do like the Alolan versions of Pokemon. Like some of them are really good, but the game itself,
you never finished it.
No,
because it's not
so
worth
boring.
It. Yeah, it's boring.
It's so boring.
I wanted to give it a chance because I bought the sequel. But
yeah, and I genuinely had no idea that it was so boring. So when we got a 3DS, I bought it secondhand for $30, and I got to like the second island, between the second and third somewhere, and I just gave it. It was so boring.
Yeah, it's a boring game.
Yeah.
You know what Yokai Watch is?
No.
That's like a series of video game that came from Japan, made by the guys who made Ni no Kuni.
Okay.
And they got really popular. And they're kind of like Pokemon, you catch things, monsters and such, ghosts. And the reason why Sun and Moon is the way it is, because it's very different compared to X and Y.
Yeah.
Like, huge difference. And it's because they wanted to...
Emulate that success?
No, they didn't want to emulate the success of Yokai Watch. They wanted to throw them out. Like, they wanted to compete with it directly. And say, no. And...
but Sun and Moon were fairly popular when they came out, though.
like, they're very popular with children.
Yeah.
But we're not children.
No, but I mean, like, sales overall, I think that game sold pretty well.
Yes.
And now Sword and Shield is the most sold.
No. They
Is
have
it not?
they have a long way to go in comparison with Red and Blue. But
Do they?
it's getting there.
Do they?
Yeah. I think Sun... I can talk right out of my ass here, but I think Red and Blue sold like 40 million. I'm like it's no, maybe not that much, but it's a ridiculous amount of copies. That's a lot.
Yeah.
And Sword and Shield is currently at 18 million.
Yeah, so they have about a bit over 10 million
Yeah, a bit over
units
10
to go.
million. But there's a big chance they will almost catch up, but I don't think it will.
Well, the Switch does have quite a bit of legs still, so...
Yeah, like after Christmas.
Yeah.
God damn. But moving on.
Yeah, this isn't a Pokemon video.
No, this isn't Pokemon video. We have the next on the list, number 7, is my Bloodstain Cursed of the Moon Factory Sealed.
Ooh, for the Nintendo Switch?
Yes, a very, very beautiful game.
Yeah.
It's made by the creator of Symphony of the Night.
Yeah.
You know this?
Yes. You have told me about this before.
Yeah.
When you bought it, I think.
Like, this isn't the real Bloodstained. They made 2. Like, this is, how would I say it? They made Bloodstained through Kickstarter. And then they made... It's like a modern game. This is like the 8-bit version of that game they made separately. And then they made like a limited...
So this is some sort of deluxe edition?
This is a classic edition. It's formed like an NES cartridge, which it's trying to emulate the original Castlevania. So like this came out. There's only 1,000 copies of this in the entire world, and I have one of the few still sealed copies in the world, I think.
Yeah.
Like it's a very, very sought after item because it's from limited run. I bought this from a Danish guy.
Right.
Yeah,
I remember him.
Yeah.
You stopped talking to you.
Yeah, for some reason. But I bought it from him for a very good price. I think, like, looking back at it, it was a very good investment. Like, because I think I...
But you did pay over $100 for this, though.
Yeah. Like, I barely paid under market during that time. But this has increased so much in value.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, you bought it for maybe like 120? 130?
And what do you think it's worth?
Right now, it's probably worth like between 180 and 190. Slightly below 200 is my guesstimation.
It's worth right now at this point $182.
Yeah.
And I bought it for like $125.
I gotta say, with some things I'm pretty damn close.
Yeah,
to.
you're actually.
A couple of things I've been spot on, but then
I think you can understand why it's so much. Like
yeah,
sought after.
when you say that they sold 1,000 copies of this particular version, and you have one of them, and you have one sealed,
and it's in really good condition as well.
Yeah, that as well. But do you think that most people who bought this actually open them, or isn't this more of a collector's item?
Well, the problem with limited run in that case is that many people buy it just to sell it immediately, and that's how I got it. I think like he was a guy who collected all things and he sold them regularly, but I don't know if it was a scalper.
Yeah, because you bought quite a bit of collector's editions from him, though.
Yeah, but like this wasn't like immediately afterwards.
No.
Like this was, I don't know, a half year after its release. So he should have had it for quite a while, but he probably made a bit of money.
Yeah, but compared to like the big special editions where you get like a figurine and things, like I know from the same company that you have bought from, this is only a cartridge. This maybe.
Yeah,
do you think he bought that? Do you think he paid more than $80 or $90 for this? Or
yeah,
even
when it came out, it was like $60.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, and that's good.
So he probably doubled his money.
Yeah,
then.
but it's already increased $60 since I got it.
Yeah.
And I didn't buy it to sell it. I bought it because I wanted it, because I love Castlevania, as you might have noticed, and I love Symphony of the Night especially, and I love Bloodstained. So I wanted this a part of my collection, and I'm desperately looking for an open copy of this.
So you can play it.
So I can actually play it, because I don't like digital games.
No.
and I really want to
But
play.
there is a digital version released.
Yes, there's digital releases for the Switch, every console and computer as well. So I can play it if I want, but I really, really want an open copy. But they're going to release a sequel to this. An 8-bit sequel.
Okay.
So, and they're going to do another limited run version of that as well. We should probably going to look.
And you will just cop that immediately.
Yes, I will buy that. I will lock that in immediately.
Yeah.
But it won't be as rare because they have open pre-orders now.
Okay.
So they meet.
But what do they go for then?
They probably go for $60 as well.
Oh, it's just one of these editions as
Yes,
well. No
yes.
figurine or
No,
any
no
book
figurine.
or anything.
Yeah, nothing like that. And the next game is personally very exciting for me to talk about because it means a lot to me, and it's one of the more recent games. You probably don't remember the story behind why it's so important for me, but it's Valkyria Profile. Very beautiful, just like Symphony of the Night. It's a very, very beautiful game. And you know, we're currently showing like all the details on it, like the manual, the art on the inside. Like,
ooh, look at that art.
It's very sexy.
That's a sexy art.
Do you think it is? You feel like you?
I like the art, and I even like the art style in the game. Because we played it for
a little bit.
Yeah, we played like the demo thing, like the
prologue.
prologue.
Just to test it out a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And it looks really good for the time. Yeah. Like, it's too bad they won't make like an upgrade. Like, I don't want them to remove the beautiful pixel art. But it would be great, like, if you could play it on like a big HD TV and have the art as it was intended to look, like HD art. Yeah. That would be so beautiful. And this game means a lot to me, and I will get into it after you guess its worth and what I paid.
This one, I think you paid quite a bit under the market value, if I remember correctly.
Yes, I paid under market value. I think I got it for a good price.
Yeah.
But it still was a lot of money.
Yeah. So, maybe you paid between 90 and 110. Am I close?
No, you're lowballing it.
Am I?
Well, yes, like I would say this is the point where we're getting into the big boys.
Yeah, now it's serious stuff.
Yeah, now this is serious stuff. Like we've left 100.
Playtime is over.
Like I'm gonna be nice because it's probably going to get a bit harder from now on. To get the prices, but nothing's under $200 now.
Oh my god! Yeah, okay. So in that case, you paid maybe 160 for this.
And what do you think?
And now it's worth probably like 230, 220.
I paid $173, so let's say $170, and it's worth $210. But like, I think even a bad like a low quality. A low quality version of this can go for a lot. It's a very sought after game.
Yeah.
And this is a very beautiful copy. I wouldn't say it's mint. Like, some of the discs have a few scratches and such, but that can be easily fixed with there's machines that can
just clean the disc.
The disc so that the scratches disappear. But it's not a mint condition. I wouldn't say this is the most prettiest game I have in my collection, but nothing's broken.
No.
It's not dirty. It's a above good grade version of the game. So this will probably go up in price, I think, over time. But I've seen people pay for this, like worse versions of this for over 220, 230, 240. And I got this 173. And I think that's very nice considering, like, I bought it from a Swedish collector.
It is quite a bit of money, but it is a fair price.
Yeah, like this won't go under $200 ever. And this only came out in Japan and America, never Europe. So for me to get this, it would have been very hard to get this without paying a lot of money just to get it over here. But this comes from a Swedish collector.
Oh, okay. But this is a American version.
Yes, this is an NTC version.
Yeah, but it's a thick boy.
Yeah, it's a very thick boy
But that's because it's 2 CDs.
Yes, exactly. It's a 2 CD.
Yeah.
And what do you think the Japanese version is worth?
Less.
How much less?
Maybe $60 less.
$20?
Really?
Yes, it's not worth much. It was a very popular game.
Wait, it's worth $20?
Yes, it's worth $20 in Japan. Like $20-40 between there.
Oh, I was way off.
Oh yeah, you're way off. Like the difference between the Japanese version and this version is like over 100.
Just because the market is oversaturated.
Yes, the market is oversaturated in Japan, while the market in the Americas, like, it's nobody bought this because...
Yeah, because this kind of game wasn't very popular.
Yeah, RPG, anime
if
style.
If it wasn't like Final Fantasy.
Yeah, Final Fantasy VII was very popular, but you like in Japan, Dragon Quest, for example, they sell millions and millions upon millions of copies of that game. But when it hit the Western market, it didn't go as well.
No, it's only recently become pretty mainstream.
Exactly. And this was kind of this is made by Enix. No, it's published by Enix and made by Triace. Enix made the Dragon Quest games, so it's one of those. Then you know it's a good game. Like this for the time, this is amazing, like amazingly made. But I have a very interesting story to tell about this. Well, not exactly this copy right here. If you could bring out my Valkyria profile right over there.
Your PSP version.
Yeah,
The
it's
remake.
not necessarily a remake, more an enhanced port. This game is very special to me. Do you remember why? This is a very old story.
Jesus, no. I don't.
This is one of my earlier games I bought. No, I didn't buy it, and that's why it's interesting.
Oh.
I was very, very young, like I don't remember, 10 or 12, something around that age.
Yeah.
And I was in game, rest in peace. And I was browsing there, just looking for some games. This was around the time like Chrono Trigger for the DS came out and such. So it was a long time ago. It's like 2008 or something. And I was browsing there, and I noticed a couple of Japanese tourists. And I've never seen any Japanese tourists ever.
I remember this story.
And I noticed that they were very like into games because they were browsing and having a chat and having a good time, like they were looking at the games. So I personally started talking to them. Like I was very young, so you know I was a young kid. Like, and I started talking with them because I was very interested to see like what they thought of games and such and such. And I just talked with them. Like I had a little bit of chat, asked what they liked and like where they came from and such. And I didn't approach many people while being 10 or 12 at all, but I just wanted to have a chat about the video games with a couple of tourists. And suddenly one of them says, "Is there any games you've been checking out lately?" And I just pointed at Valkyria profile on the shelf, and they're like, "Oh, okay." And he bought it for me. Like no shit, like I shat my pants because I didn't know what to do. It's just, "Oh really?" And he just grabbed it, went to the counter, bought it, and gave it to me.
That's very wholesome.
Yeah, like it blew my fucking mind.
Yeah.
Like being 10 years old, given a free game from a strangers just because you were nice.
Yeah.
And then they just left, and I never saw them again, or never saw or heard from them again. And I just got this game.
And ever since you were a good kid.
Yeah. I still get happy when I think about it because in some way I wish I could pay them back.
Yeah.
Like buy them a game or like send them a letter thanking them or something if I knew who they were.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't be surprised, like just because I'm sitting here being happy about telling this story, they probably think about it.
Yeah.
Like that was an experience for them too. Like they went into this random store and a random Swedish kid just started talking to them about video games and they bought him a random game. Like they probably remember that.
Yeah.
Isn't that cool?
It's cute.
You think it's cute?
Yeah, it's cute.
Do you remember me telling you the story?
Yeah. No, as soon as you said Japanese tourists, I was like, oh yeah, I remember this story, but I didn't remember that it was this game.
It's this specific game.
Yeah. Well, yeah, apparently.
Yeah, apparently.
But I didn't remember that at the time. 2 minutes ago.
Oh, it was so long ago.
Let's move on. Honorable mentions?
Yes, now it's honorable mentions.
Yes.
And there's 3 honorable mentions during this part.
Are there 3 honorable mentions at once?
Yes, because the reason these are all honorable mentions is because they have a few things in common, which I'd like to discuss.
What games are they, Heike?
Final Fantasy Legends 2, Dragon Warrior 3, Final Fantasy 6 Advanced. So there's these 3 RPG games for Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance. And they all have something in common, all of them. I've never played any of them. I've always wanted to play this game, always, for my entire life. I've known about these games, and I've never played them, or never finished any of them.
Why is that, though?
I don't know. Like being a fan of Dragon Quest, it's like a great sin not to play number 3.
Wait, you haven't even played the Dragon Quest game?
No, this is the American version is called Dragon Warrior.
Yeah.
The original Dragon Quest 3 never came out in our region, so like literally, it has never released as Dragon Quest 3. So this is the only way to play number 3 in any English-speaking region. But number 3 is the most sold Dragon Quest game of all time. Still.
But just in Japan.
Yes. But overall, in the world. Even after all in the world, it's the most sold Dragon Quest game. And I've always wanted to play through Final Fantasy 6 because it's my favorite Final Fantasy. Like, I played through the intro like 7 times, but I've never played past that for some reason. But I love the graphics, I love the music, I love the setting, like I love the concept, but I just haven't started it. But I don't know why. And Final Fantasy Legends, I've always heard about it, I always wanted it, because I always loved Game Boy graphics. But this is the first time of me owning it. And there's also something else that's in common with them, and that they are all American. These are all American copies.
Oh.
They're all more rare. How can I say it? Legends only came out in the USA. This one is more rare in the USA, and this as well.
Okay. So is this Final Fantasy VI the rarest of these 3?
Yes. So yes.
Okay.
So this is the least rarest. This is the middle, and this is the rarest.
Did you buy these together or?
No, all of these comes separately from different guys. But you can guess what I paid for in descending to highest, and then what they're worth.
I'm going to say about maybe all of. Are these included in the all of these are over $200? Or?
No, this is an honorable mention.
So okay.
So no, like these are they are worth a lot of money for what they are.
Okay.
But they are not that much, and especially this. I just wanted to include this just because like they have all something in common for me. They're all American. They're all
Okay,
RPGs.
I'm going to properly lowball this time.
Yes.
I'm going to say 20, 60, and 80.
God damn, dude. That's just a bad guess.
Really?
Yeah. You think I paid that or that it's worth that?
That's what you paid.
Okay. But what do you think they are worth?
Well, in maybe 40, 110, 120. Something like that. I think
In
that
that order. In that order.
Yeah, I think that these two are kind of similar in price.
And that's what I think it's very, like, it's a big coincidence. Well, the prices of this. This is worth $80. This is worth $100, and this is worth $120.
So they are
Exactly.
like 20.
20.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I paid $40, $75, and $85.
I was genuinely like $10 away each. Except for this one, I said 80.
Yes. But it's a great.
But I did properly lowball this one.
Yeah.
The first one.
But I think like these are they're very amazing quality, all of them. Like except Dragon Warrior has like a white stripe above on them.
But I still think it's the prettiest one out of like just in general, not just quality wise, but just box art.
Yeah,
wise.
like I love having it. That's why it's in the intro,
Yeah.
because it means a lot to me. I'm a Dragon Quest collector. I try to have all the handheld version of the Dragon Quest games, and this is probably the most definitive English version to play. And I'm going to play it on the TV on my GameCube Game Boy player to finally finish it. I'm going to do it with all of these.
Yeah.
Eventually.
You have time though.
But would you actually expect all of these together, these 3 boxes, to be $300?
No.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Like that's a lot. Well, and they are in very good quality. Like Legends here, that's a game from '92. Like it's very like in the box it's like pristine.
Is it that old?
Yes, it's very old. And this game came out like 2001, and this is 2006.
Yeah, but that's more reasonable. But I didn't think that was that early. Jesus.
It's very early, and
Yeah.
the number 1 is even earlier. Like if there's like 4 Final Fantasy games for the original Game Boy. I want them all, but this is the only one I own at the moment because it's the best. It's regarded as the best one, and goddamn, it looks beautiful. And the problem with this as well is like this is the rarest one, but $122. That's a lot of money for a Game Boy Advance game.
Yeah.
So it's faked a lot, like a lot.
Oh.
Like people try to sell reproduction copies of it, both the box, the manual, and the game reproduced, and they try to sell it as vaguely as possible. Like they mention that it's a reproduction, but in very
Like in fine print.
in fine print, like either to like just make someone who thinks the real deal buy it, or for people to buy it to then later sell as fake, because I've seen people do that.
Oh.
Like this is a game worth $120, and if people see it go up for like $60, people will buy it because it's such a rarity.
Yeah.
And
But how did you find this then? How do you know that it's the real deal?
Because I bought it from a collector that I bought sealed games from. Like he was a Game Boy Advance collector, and he had like Golden Sun, Tales of Fantasia, Wario Land, Metroid. Like he had many sealed games, and I bought a lot of things from him. But there's an easy way to just look at Final Fantasy VI to see if it's fake or not. And it's because it's one of the few games that have a more sophisticated battery save, if you know what I'm talking about.
Kind of.
You know what? Like the older Pokemon games, they have this kind of round battery thing in the cartridge, and that's what dictates how long of a battery, like how long the save will be there. Like one day it will dry out and it won't be able to save anymore.
Yeah.
And but Ruby and Sapphire and Emerald added a more sophisticated battery save, so they have two saves. They had one battery save for the clock, so if the battery save died, you couldn't have any time event left in the game, but you could still save the game.
Oh.
So it still worked. So the Final Fantasy VI, it's a later life. Like the DS had already been out 2 years when this game came out.
Yeah.
So it has a legitimate like battery that won't ever die, except if it gets corrupted. But what these people who reproduce it,
Who distribute fake swans.
will do it as cheaply as possible. So they will shove in a normal battery.
Yeah.
Like they had in the old Pokemon. So all you need to do to check is just open up and look. If it has a round battery, then it's 100% fake. Because there's not a single Final Fantasy VI in the world who has it.
Have you inspected yours?
No, I haven't yet. But we're going to open it someday and take a look at it. But I've already tried it on my Game Boy player, and the save is like 40 years old.
Oh.
So like the guy who had this before me, it's an open copy, it's not a sealed copy.
No. None of these are sealed.
He has played the game through like 2 times.
Yeah.
And I don't think that guy would rip me off, because if I came to him and said this is fake, he would pay me back immediately, I think, because he didn't buy it. I think he bought it at release, because he bought all of these other Game Boy Advance games that I own that are still sealed. Like he bought it when it came out, like in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
So it can't be a fake copy. And if it is a fake copy, it's a very, it's a good reproduction in that case.
Absolutely.
Because it looks 100% like it should.
Yeah.
In every single way. And like I said, this is an American copy as well. So he imported this. Probably because the European was so hard to get a hold of.
Yeah.
Even though the American version is more rare. Because the market is bigger. Like as a complete copy of Final Fantasy VI for the Super Nintendo. That's like $300-400 in good condition. Like it's a very loved game.
Yeah.
For good reasons.
Neat. Yes. Let's move on. And by be right back, we mean take a dinner break and put on a sweater. Yes.
Okay.
Moving on.
Our next game is Samurai Showdown Shockbox Edition from Pix and Love.
Shockbox edition.
Yes. You want to take a good look at that?
Oh. Neo
Do
Geo.
not open it, because it's never been
it's
opened
sealed.
before. So it has this kind of sticker. So don't even think about it. So like if you had like this urge to just open it to see what's inside.
I wanted to click it.
Exactly. And I would have fucking killed you in that case. So this game is made by a French company who makes limited edition games as well, but they are more focused on art. As you like, they actually cooperate with bigger companies more directly, and they're why they do it is more to how to explain it. Like they try to preserve the games as they were. Like they're trying to like they love the games, so they speak directly to the directors of who make these games and like have it approved. And these are always very limited. So they have made like a special edition of Resident Evil 2, which is like worth so much money right now.
Is it hard to get a hold of?
Yeah, like these are very limited copies of popular modern games.
How did you get a hold of this one then?
I pre-ordered it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
so it's a recent release then?
Yes, this came out around. I got it around. I don't remember. Like I remember, I pre-ordered it around Christmas, I think.
Oh.
And I had to wait a little while to get it. But it's been worth it so long.
So it's only a year old then? But
Something
then,
like that.
did you pay around maybe 80? No, you...
No, like these games are always expensive.
Okay.
But it was under market price because they had a extra special price, like £20 less if you pre-ordered it in the first week, and I
I
did
love how we jump between between American dollars, Swedish crowns, and then now also British
that.
pounds.
But that's what they had on the site. Or maybe I'm thinking about euros. But that's what they had on the site.
Now we're on euros as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I bought it like 20 euros less than it was supposed to, and then it jumped up to the normal price, and then it got sold
So what
out.
you mean is that you paid around maybe 130?
So you think it would have been 150 from the beginning?
Yeah.
Because I can explain a little bit more about what's inside, because truly it's really just because you can buy the game separately.
Okay.
So like the game that's inside you can buy it separately, but there's a free, I think it's like a big thick art book, like 200 pages, and there's 2 games. There's the game that is like
the game advertised.
yes, and they have ported a Neo Geo Pocket, which is an old console from the 90s, and like an old game to a cartridge, which is also in here in a separate case, and that's the only way to get a hold of that. So there's 2 Switch cases in this, and one of them, the only way to get that copy of one of them is in here. So you can't get that loose. You can only get this in this special edition. So there's only 2,500 of these, and only 2,500 of that extra game on a cartridge. There's no other way to get that.
Okay.
And
But I think you paid around 130. The original price maybe 150 or something, because that seems like a nice round number though for something like this to release at.
Yeah.
And then I assume that it's like almost doubled in value over time. So maybe 100 more or something, like between 250 and 270.
I paid $100 for this,
Oh,
and it's currently worth $215.
215.
Yeah. So
Okay.
so it's doubled in value from what I paid for it.
Yeah.
Because Pixel Love always their games always go up in price when they make these big releases. And I thought like this was, I think, the first Switch one they made. And I always liked the Neo Geo aesthetic they have, because this is how the Neo Geo cases looked in the 90s. Because
Wait, is this a Switch game?
yeah, there's 2 Switch games in here.
Oh.
But it's supposed to replicate the Neo Geo, because Neo Geo made arcade games, and then they made an arcade system for home. Like it was a console, but the cartridges were like this size. So you could play
So
arcade
basically
games.
VHS.
Yes, they were huge, and they cost a lot of money to buy. But it was like then you played literal arcade games in your home.
Yeah.
So this is supposed to replicate that.
Oh,
So I love the
that's
aesthetic.
kind of sweet.
Yeah, that's why I bought it, because I just love how it looks.
Yeah.
I love how it feels. They're 2 sealed.
Even I like the look of this, honestly.
Yeah, it's really sexy. I hope they make more.
It's a very nice retro aesthetic.
They made one more of these, but it was PlayStation 4, so I didn't decide to buy it. But if they make more kind of Neo Geo aesthetic games for the Switch, I will buy more. Moving on to the next game, and then this is my favorite game.
Okay.
This is my favorite rare game,
I think I know what it is.
and it's my Blasphemous.
Or is it?
It's not blasphemous, it's Blasphemous.
Yeah.
And I have a sealed loose copy as well.
Uh-huh.
That refuses to stand up. And I have a few special edition cards that came with it.
Came with this one, the box.
Yeah, it came with the entire package. Like when you order from Limited Run, they send you cards.
Oh.
And there's always a chance, if you're lucky, that you can get the card that they printed with.
What do you mean?
Like you use a special card to print all the other cards, and you can literally get the metal thing.
Oh, the original.
Yeah, the original, and there's always a chance for that. And sadly I didn't get it, because damn, I would have shit myself if I got that, because that's worth so much. Like, that's legendary.
Huh.
I bought all of these 2, I bought for, like, what they're meant to be bought for.
Yeah.
There were only 1,000 of these.
Yeah.
I remember exactly...
I remember you paid almost 2,000 crowns for it, so a bit less than $200.
I remember exactly what I wear and exactly what I was doing when I bought this.
Yeah.
I was at a coffee shop with my girlfriend, and I just remembered suddenly, oh yeah, I was supposed to buy that game. Because I really loved the aesthetic. This was before I played it. I've since played it through on my computer.
We even played it together a bit.
Yeah.
At least.
I 100%ed it in like 2 days, 25 hours, like just straight through it.
I loved every second of it. I loved the music, I loved the aesthetic, I loved the voices, everything. So I just knew I had to have this. But I almost forgot about it. But I remembered that like 5 minutes before they were supposed to go out. So I was standing there in the coffee shop in the line, and I just remember, oh, I should buy that. So I just brought up my phone, go into the website. It had just started. Like I put it in my bag, and I send it away that I want it, and then I update the site, and it's all gone.
Yeah.
Like it's all gone. Immediately all gone. So if I had been 1 second behind, I would not have had this.
No.
The second people got this home, like 30 copies went up on eBay.
Just right away.
Right away. So like
Scalpers.
yeah, fuck those scalpers. This is one of the few sealed copies in the world. Only 1,000 exist. Like even my loose copy is worth a lot of money because this is already become a cult game. So what do you think I paid for this?
Yeah, a bit less than $200.
A bit less than $200,
Yeah.
but you need to be more exact than that. Now we're talking about both copies here.
Oh, together?
Yeah, together.
Oh, okay. Together, I think maybe $250 for.
I paid $130 for these two.
What?
Yes, that's what they cost.
Wasn't this like 2,000?
No, that was like 1,000, I think. I can look it up just to be 100%, but I think I'm even overestimating it by that. No,
Almost.
I overestimated. This was $80. This was $80 and this was $35.
That seems insanely cheap.
So like
Was this one 35?
yeah. So this is like 120.
But you can barely find Switch games under 60.
Yeah, when they release indie games for the Switch, they often use...
Well, yeah, they can set their own prices.
Exactly,
but
so
still,
they put it like $39.
games for this quality, like in this quality.
Yeah.
Because it's a good game. It's a very pretty game.
Yeah, but this was like $39 and this was $80. And do you think it's worth now, these combined?
Those combined, well, they gotta be over 250 though. Since we're in the top 5 now. It's gotta be at least like 270.
275. This one alone is worth $250.
Yeah.
And this one is worth $100. Like this is worth
So together it's a bit over 300.
Yeah, they're both $350 together.
Jeez.
And like this is one of the few sealed copies. Like it will go up in so much price over the years. Like it's going to be insane. I even ordered a special protection box.
Just for this one.
Just for this one that limited run has. I'm just waiting for it to arrive. I will never open this. I will have it pristine. But I will try to get more of these. Even if it's Scalper, I guess I just have to deal with it. But I want to get one and open it on camera. Because I love this game. And I want the content that's on the inside. And I want an open copy of this as well. Because limited run...
Why is that hard to get though?
It's not hard to get. It's just expensive.
No, but this one I can understand it's hard to get. But this one...
Because
don't they have like just a normal Switch release?
No,
that you can buy just in
this
store?
is the only Switch release available, and it was through an open pre-order. And after that open pre-order, they made the demand, and then they no more. So these are become very rare.
Yeah.
Just because it's a very cult game, and they just shot in price just because there's no way to get them except scalpers and people who wanted to play it and now want to sell it.
Yeah.
So, because I ordered also from Limited Run a kind of, you can buy extra cover art that you can slip in on an open copy. So I want to open one, so I can have an open copy, and then I'll open one of these, so I can slip in the extra art. So I have a complete collection.
Yeah.
Then if I could get that legendary card maker card, that would be insane.
Do you think that's possible?
Someone has it.
Have you ever seen?
I've
one of those
seen
for
people
sale? Like not necessarily blasphemous, but like have you seen one of those things?
Yes. They wanted
for
like
sale?
they wanted like $5,000 for that.
Yeah.
Because
can
there's only one of them.
Yeah.
But I'd imagine like having that for this would that price would be insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that would be a legendary thing to have, considering like there's only like a few sealed copies of these. When did I get this? Like I got this like in January or something.
Was it that early? I think it was like right before summer.
Oh, I think it was like early this year.
Yeah,
and,
yeah,
and
was
it's
early
already
this year.
and it's like it has this has tripled. Both of these have tripled in price.
Yeah.
And that's only in 11 months. Like that's insane. And it's only going to get worse.
And it's only number 5.
Yeah,
It's only number 5 on
No,
this
it's
list.
number 4. It's number 4.
Is it number 4?
Yes.
Goddamn, I just can't keep track of the numbers. Man.
It's too many games.
Yeah, too many games, too little time.
And this one, you're not going to touch this one.
No.
You're not
But I
going
do want to touch this
No.
one though.
You can touch that.
Yeah, I can touch this one.
It's in a protection case, so it's fine. It's a great game. fuck scalpers. Like, I don't think it's okay. Like, there's 30 copies of Blasphemous up on eBay right now. Like, right now. And I could go and buy one of them. But, like I said, it's an amazing collector's edition. But it only cost $80.
Yeah.
That's cheap.
Yeah.
Like, for that quality. And people want $300 for it now.
Yeah.
And that price is only going to rise as they get fewer and fewer and fewer.
Yeah. At least sealed copies.
Yeah. Now, should we move on to next game?
Number 3.
It's Paper Mario for Nintendo 64.
Another
so you
Paper
can
Mario. Okay.
you can have the.
Oh, Jesus.
Just be careful with it.
Ew, it's
How
sticky.
much do you think I paid for this?
Well, considering it's sticky as fuck.
Yeah, there's some glue left from the sticker that once was there.
I think even if it's okay quality, like it's good quality, I feel. Oh yeah, it's good quality.
Yeah, I think it has some.
It's not pristine.
No, it's definitely not pristine.
It's not mint condition, but it is good quality. It's
but
okay. Good
we're
quality.
talking about just a complete copy now. Like we aren't talking about mint. This price I put out.
This is properly complete with a manual.
Yes,
and the game
everything
and
is everything. Even advertisement
Oh.
pamphlets is in there, so
Okay.
it's complete as complete can be. It's not an American version. This is
Oh,
this is the European version.
Mm.
So, what do you think I paid for this?
I guess did you pay over $100 for this?
Yes.
You did. But you did pay less than 160 though.
Yeah.
I think either 130 or 140. I don't know what I wanna. Okay, 135 is my final answer.
What do you think it's worth?
Oh, Jesus, that's gotta be. Just this one alone. Those two together were over 300.
Yeah,
This
350.
one alone also has to be over 300 almost.
Maybe,
this has to be like-
maybe a mint condition, new in box.
Okay,
But
so this may be like 280.
This
290?
one is $252,
Oh, okay.
but I bought it for 120.
Yeah, so that's a good deal.
That's a really good deal.
Yeah.
I've always loved this game. I played it through on the Wii, on Virtual Console,
Yeah.
you know, and I always wanted to have it. Sadly, it's not a pristine copy, but I'm just happy to have it.
Yeah.
But someday I would like to maybe sell this one and buy
Get a proper copy.
get a better copy. I don't like getting a sealed copy of this.
Impossible.
It's not impossible, but it's very
Expensive.
It's expensive. But having that in like a thick acrylic box would be, that would be amazing. Like
Worth
amazing.
its weight in gold.
Yeah, it would be amazing.
Yeah.
And I would also love to have the American version because it has incredible art on the front side.
Mhm.
But what's your opinion on a Nintendo 64 game being so expensive? Does that surprise you somehow?
No.
Because if you think about it,
The
like
64 was very popular. So
yeah, but
no.
like if you think about it, like most of the games are cartridges, and
Yeah.
they aren't worth much when it's only a cartridge. Like this one is
No, but cardboard boxes, like I feel like people just threw them out
Exactly, and that's why there's so much worth when they're in
in
good
the
condition.
packaging and then the manual and everything just around the game
It's so much worth when it's
as
in
a
good
collector's
condition.
item,
Yeah,
not as a game.
exactly.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, people just beat the shit out of the boxes for some reason.
Yeah.
Like they're nearly impossible to find good condition.
Yeah.
And like good condition boxes of any Mario game, like Mario Party, Mario Tennis, Mario Golf, they go for a lot of money. But Mario Party especially, like they can go for $300 each.
Why?
Because it's impossible to find a boxed copy in good condition. Because children just fuck them up.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And it's the same for Paper Mario in that case. Like it's an amazing game.
Yeah.
It's very sought after, and that's
I've honestly never played the first Paper Mario. I played the Thousand Year Door for GameCube quite a bit
yeah,
because I had my own, but I've never had a Nintendo 64. I never played
exactly.
Nintendo
That's
64
that's
games.
probably the reason. And you skipped out on the Wii, so you never had the chance to play it emulated on the Wii.
No.
So, but I would suggest playing it, but maybe
It's not really
your
my thing.
Exactly, not maybe your thing anymore.
No.
It's sad though, because I think you'd like it during the time we played Thousand Year Door, during the GameCube times.
Yeah.
You would have loved this game. It's really good.
Is it basically the same?
I think it's better than Thousand Year Door. I will get killed for having that opinion, probably, but I stand by my opinion. I didn't finish Thousand Year Door. Here comes the pitchforks. But I finished this game.
I didn't either.
Who cares? It's a good...
I was too young to finish games. Like when I was that little, I never played games to the end.
Yeah.
I never did.
Like, I just got bored with it. I don't know why. I thought it was pretty repetitive. You even disapprove of that opinion?
No.
But I thought this game was incredible. Like, it's like I was never much for graphics. Like, I was fine with the Wii when PS3 was out, and so I just played the game for the game, and I thought this was amazing for it. Like back in 2007.
I was going to say 2006, but
Yeah, it was
Around that time.
like 13 years ago. Our next game is
number 2.
Yes, number 2. Our next game is a game I've tjatat, vad fan tjata?
Nag?
Yeah, I've nagged so much about it. I've talked so much about it. I hyped so much about it.
Yeah.
Suikoden 2.
Yes.
Yes.
2.
Yes, 2.
2.
2. And it can't stand up. So just hold it there. Yeah, I've talked a lot about this game, huh?
Yeah. You have.
A lot.
But I feel like you want to talk a bit more about this game.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
That's why we made this video, because you want to talk about your shit.
I've always wanted this game, like all my life, but it's like been impossible to get a hold of, especially in a good quality.
And I just have to say, I hadn't heard about this game actually before you
Mentioned
started
it.
raving about it.
Yeah, like it's always been on my mind since I've been a child, because my mother, she played through multiple of these games in the early 2000s, so I've always had a clue about these RPGs. 2000.
Yeah.
Shut up.
No.
So like I've always wanted to have this game legitimately, but
Yeah.
it's been impossible for the money that it costs to get. But
So then, Heike, how much did you pay for it?
how much did I pay for it then?
Yeah.
It's no manual. There's no manual in it.
It's just a game.
It's just a game.
And
case.
the cover.
Yeah, and the cover.
The
In a protection case, and it's in good quality.
Did you pay over 130 for this?
What do you think?
I think you did.
Because it's worth a lot.
Yeah, it's number 2. And I know approximately what number 1 is worth, so this has to be... This has to be worth if it were complete, I guess.
No, this price is actually based
On this copy. Like
on
this
this
kind of
on
copy.
this copy. It would have been worth even more. I think it actually would have been first place if it was complete.
Oh.
Or at least close to number 1 if it was complete.
But I'm going to say that this one is probably worth a bit over $300 on its own.
It would have been if it would have been complete. But this
Okay,
is worth...
so it's less than 300.
Yes.
Oh, okay, so 260.
Yes, that's completely.
Yeah.
$260.
And you paid maybe 180, 190 then, or did you pay over 200 for this one?
I paid $50 for it.
Nej.
Yeah.
Nej.
Yeah.
Nej.
$50.
Nej.
100% true. I bought this.
Who sold you this for $50?
It was so strange. Like I use this website to buy my games most of the time. Like most of my collection come from the same Swedish website, and
Basically Swedish eBay.
yeah, I saw it. I didn't really pay any attention to it, but I wanted the game. But I've been like screwed over multiple times trying to get it because people are willing to
People
go.
just come in last second, snipe the
Yeah.
price up to like double what it was
Yes,
initially.
like it's insane. I've been trying to buy multiple PlayStation 1 games, like RPGs and such, and like I'm willing like to pay $190 for something. Like I put it in, and people, some other people are willing to pay $280 for it, and I just can't compete with that. Like even if the game is worth that much, I can't legitimately pay that much money because then I don't have any money left. Like it's not
That's your entire budget for the month is gone.
yeah, like if I'm going to buy something, it has to be a great deal, and this was a great deal. But
Yeah.
like I said, it was a complete accident.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did someone have it up on like a buy now instead of
No,
auction?
it was auction.
You won it on auction.
Yeah, like it was $50 start, and someone had put a bid on it. I decided, fine, I'll throw in $100, and if it goes above that, I'm not buying it because then it's not worth my time. When I put in,
So basically how it works is that you put in a max bid.
yeah,
But you don't if you put in $100, it doesn't automatically go from 50 to up to $100.
Yeah.
It goes like incrementally up to your maximum bidding.
yeah.
Yeah.
So the other person who has already bid on it bid only 50.
Yeah.
So it went off to $52, and that's where it ended up when it ended.
So it just ended.
Yeah, it just ended, and I got it for $52, and
That's crazy lucky.
yeah, like I just shit myself. Like I just stared at my
You
girl.
do that a lot.
I know, but in this case, it's almost true. I just stared at my girlfriend and I said, I just think I made the best deal of my life, and it was an accident.
Yeah.
Like, I just stared in disbelief.
Like, I couldn't understand how I've seen multiple copies the last few months go up to over $200.
And now you just happened upon one that
Yeah,
no one else
yeah, like it
gave
was
a
like
shit
1
about.
hour. It was 1 hour left. I had no clue about it. I just put a bid on it, watched it go out like the last minute, and didn't do anything. Like I wasn't prepared to do anything more, and I just won it.
The competition must have just been finished. Like all the other copies, like that.
Yeah.
Like they just that was all the competition for Suikoden. Like everybody who wanted Suikoden already had it by
No,
that point.
no,
apparently.
no. It's just insane. I really couldn't believe it. And
Did you know at that point how much it was worth?
Yes. And I think even the owner of it who sent it to me was pissed about it. Yeah,
He had
yeah,
to
like
be.
like because he didn't know if the game worked. It had,
But it does.
Yeah, it works. So it had scratches on it. He didn't know if it worked. I got it here. I went and cleaned it. It's completely pristine now. It works. And he just, wow, I guess you made a good deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said that to me, like total disbelief that he only got that much from me.
Oh,
Poor
poor
guy.
guy.
Yeah, I could just put it on eBay and make like more than four times the value.
return,
of it.
yeah.
Yeah. And he still had to pay like 10% of that even as well.
Yeah, to the site.
Yeah.
But then also shipping. That's sad.
Yeah.
That's a bit sad.
And now for the last honorable mention
Yeah,
before
I thought
number
you
one.
were, yeah, I thought you were going to go to number one. I was like, no, you have honorable mention left.
And
Second to last
this is
one.
this is just a bonus for my girlfriend's sake because she doesn't collect as much as I do, but she has a small little collection.
She has an interest in games.
Yeah.
And especially this one. My
Yeah.
god. Jesus.
So she owns both Stardew Valley collector's editions, and this was actually in our first video, this Japanese one.
the Japanese version. Yeah, you
That I
guys
bought from-
opened that together.
Yeah, we opened
on
that
video.
together. We bought it from that Danish
Which you can
guy.
go and look at in the link in the description. If I bother to put it there.
This was the first one we opened, and this came only like 2 weeks ago,
Yeah.
or
No,
even that
it's-
maybe 1.5 week ago.
No, it's more than that.
But what do
Less than
you
a
think we paid for this?
You paid a reasonable price for these ones. Because
Well-
you bought them when they were new. You didn't buy them used, right?
My girlfriend bought this when it was new.
Yeah,
we bought
the-
this from the Dane, like he resold it.
Oh.
And we bought this together with Bloodstained, the classic edition that we talked about earlier. So it came together with this one.
So in that case, how do you rate it? Do you like do what you paid and then divide it by 2, or?
Like these are bought separately.
Yeah, but I mean, if this came with Bloodstained and you paid a bulk price for that, do you mean that you
No,
split
like,
that down the middle, or?
No, he gave a price for it.
Okay,
So like there's a price for it.
I think you paid just slightly over 100 for that one, for the Japanese version.
I think we paid 100 for it.
Yeah,
Or my girlfriend paid 100
yeah,
for
she
it.
paid about, and this one was 80 when it was released, as they
I
usually
will-
are. Because
I-
that's from the same collector's edition site that you bought like Blasphemous and stuff from.
No, that's from Fangamer.
What's this from then?
This is from Fangamer, this is from Japan. So this
Yeah,
is,
but Blasphemous.
that was from Limited Run.
Okay, sure.
But you can guess what they are worth while I look up the price for starting.
Both of them together, a bit over $300.
Now you're
Really
Overestimating
overestimating.
it,
Okay,
yeah.
I'm sorry.
like this is just an honorable mention for fun's sake. Like this isn't
Okay, so about $70 you paid for them then.
yeah
For the
70
sealed one,
yeah.
the sealed English one you
But
paid.
it will be more worth in the future
Yeah.
as
Okay, but right now it's worth a bit over 100 each.
This one is worth 140, and it's not
That's-
sealed. It's open, so these are really much worth because from the beginning, why we even own this in the first place is because the only way to get a physical edition of any Stardew Valley was this Japanese edition
Yeah.
that only came out on
Before the Fangamer
Yeah.
edition.
So this is pretty old actually.
Yeah.
So we bought it just because, and she opened it sadly.
Oh, it was sealed.
Yeah,
Oh.
it would have been worth over $220 now
May I ask why she opened it?
because she wanted to play the game.
But she already...
Yeah, but that
She already had the game though.
yeah, but that you should ask her that question, not
Yeah.
me. I don't know.
She's not a collector, so...
Yeah, but as you can see the difference here, she has not opened this one. Why?
Because she knows better now.
Yeah, because during the time from this one, the first time we started collecting, and to now, there's a difference. She understands that, it's awesome having a pristine thing
Yeah.
of what you love,
Sure.
but you don't agree.
I just don't have any, so I don't know.
You have no love.
No, I just don't have any sealed collector's editions or anything like that. It's not my bag, baby.
Yeah.
But still, you're sitting here talking about it for 3 hours.
Yeah, that's for you, Zach.
Ah,
That's for
okay.
you.
buddy, old pal. Remove that.
Number 1.
Remove those games.
Now for number 1.
You know what number 1 is.
I know exactly what number 1 is, and it's a freaking fluke. Because you had no idea that it would go up that much in value.
No, and it was a mistake. Like, I wasn't supposed to, you know. I didn't buy it because I knew it would be. I just bought it. Oh, I can buy that, I thought.
Yeah, this was one of the first things that you did buy.
Yeah.
And it's the Outlast Bundle of Terror Collector's Edition.
Yeah.
Also from Fangamer?
Limited run.
Limited run.
One of the earlier bigger collector's editions.
Yeah.
Only 1,000 copies. And yeah, I don't really have much to say about it because I don't really like it. Like, I think that over time, Blasphemous will take over it by a mile, like in like 1-2 years. Like
this has already started to depreciate.
No.
Depreciate? No.
It's
The opposite of appreciate
yeah,
in value.
It's starting to decrease in price as it has peaked.
Yeah.
It has peaked.
But when it did peak, it was worth over... Well, it's still worth over $400.
No, it's not worth over 400 because you have to realize it all depends on the customer. We can
But you said that you had seen it go for over 400.
yeah, it has gone for 500 even.
Yes.
So like I can probably sell it for 500 to the right person, maybe. I don't know.
But you could easily sell it for like 380 to
Yeah.
400.
Yeah, but it's not right now worth that much because some guy who probably waited a while to sell some sold them for way below the price of everyone else, so it dipped.
Yeah.
Like it,
So the price is basically mellowing out. now.
yeah, but I think it's still going to be my number 1 for a while.
Yeah.
Because I have some few more limited run games. Maybe I should save up all the boxes and we can open them when the market has decided what they are worth. Then we can actually look up what they are worth live.
Mm.
You get what I mean?
You mean open...
Like
Yes.
I have 5 boxes from limited run on the way. Yeah, I know, no, don't touch.
It's
I know.
a scrape.
Hey, I know
You have a
it's been
scrape.
there, but don't fucking touch it.
You have a scrape there.
God damn, I'll fucking kill you. Don't touch the seal.
You have a scrape there.
Don't touch the seal.
No.
I have 5 boxes from limited run. Maybe we could open them
Unbox them, you mean.
when they arrive.
Not like open.
No, like unbox them because when they have all arrived, the market has already decided what people
will be
are
worth.
willing to give for it. So then we can actually
Second hand, yeah.
yeah, and then we can see how much my collection goes up.
Just opening that box.
Yeah, or just opening those boxes because there's like I think 10 games.
Yeah.
10 collector's editions.
How long until they arrive then?
That will be like in February next year at the earliest. Some are already on the way, but I can put it in a corner and we can wait until everyone's here and then we can open it because it's still just going to be on the shelf. So it can wait.
Yeah, of course.
But
You paid a bit less than 100 for this. I think between $80 and $90.
I paid $99 for this,
Yeah, okay.
and it's worth.
Well, at the peak, as you said, it was worth a bit over 400. But now then, I suppose like 380,
340.
340.
Yeah,
Oh, it depreciated quite a bit.
but I don't know. I
That's
can look it up quickie just to see if what it's worth currently. It's gone down $6. It's gone down even more.
$325.
Free from 25, but it's been like here it was 500 and here it's 400. So
And that was only a few months ago.
$800.
What? When? In September?
Yeah.
Jeez.
What?
Literally $800.
And someone bought it. Yes.
Yeah.
God damn. So it makes a
It
big
varies
difference.
wildly.
A lot. It varies a lot.
My god.
So fine. It says it's worth $325.
But people are willing to spend 800 on
like
it.
2 months ago, someone bought it for $800. That's
Would you ever do that?
8,000 Swedish crowns.
Yeah,
That's
almost.
that's insane.
Yeah, plus shipping.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
God damn. So, yeah, it's awesome. And that was all of them.
Yeah.
Final thoughts? So
But now,
what
the
did
moment we've been waiting for.
yeah, what is your guess?
So I wrote this note before we even started recording, before I had any idea of any of this. And going through all of this, do we count the honorable mentions?
Yes,
Because I don't know if I did.
I said beforehand that we're going to count the honorable mention.
Maybe we did.
I literally said we're going to count 20 games. I said that.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that I do remember actually.
So,
So I did put that in my estimate here, but my guess for the total worth of everything involved, I wrote down on this note.
yeah.
But I seriously think I underestimated. Because you said, oh, don't overestimate it, because then I'll be sad and everything. So I lowballed it, like, now I probably realize like crazy. But so, I wrote down just a very specific ballpark figure here. $927 reduce is what I wrote down. And
Are you serious?
I lowballed it like crazy after you said that. And yeah, I did literally write dollar reduce. 927.
You're fucking retarded.
Yeah, apparently I am.
You're fucking retarded.
You threw me off my game when
I
you
said
said
20
don't.
games. And $900.
But you said don't go crazy.
Yeah, I meant like don't put $5,000. And you didn't even put $1,000.
Well,
like,
I basically.
like the top 3 games are more than that.
But I didn't think that anything above top 5 would be more than 100. Well, much more than $100.
Well,
Have you calculated it?
No. Let us calculate live on air and let's have a reaction because it's already on the screen. Otherwise, you know, it's already
Well, not yet. My guess is on the screen, right over there.
Okay.
There.
So you were $927. What did you say? 900.
But now I would like to reconsider and be
Okay,
like
okay.
slightly below 2,000.
Slightly below 2,000.
Slightly below 2,000.
Okay, let's see. God damn, you're going to be so wrong.
You've already gone past my initial. You threw me off.
No, stop talking bullshit. I gave.
You dick.
It's 20 games.
Yeah, but I didn't think a lot of them would be worth over 100.
I think I have 30 games over $100.
I didn't know that.
I think I've told you that.
Long time ago.
Ah, probably.
Okay, now you're getting closer to my actual. Oh Jesus! Now you've gone past my second estimate. My God! Yes!
Oi.
And you're not done yet.
Oh God.
Oh no! You said don't make a crazy guess like $5,000. But I would have been closer if I did, because I was going to do like 4,000 initially.
It's $3,116.
If you never said anything, I would have been so much closer.
I just said don't overestimate like a madman. That's all I said.
Ah!
Are you
Now
su-
I
are-
look retarded.
Are you surprised?
Now I seem retarded.
You are retarded.
I mean, yeah.
What do you think about that figure?
It doesn't mean much unless you actually sell them for what they are worth.
Oh,
So-
come on. Can't you act a little bit impressed at least?
I am though.
$3,116 reduce.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that is quite a bit of money.
30,000
It's
Swedish
also a
crown.
great thumbnail.
Over 30,000?
Yeah.
Well, how are we gonna do this outro then? Do you have any ideas? Because you're probably editing right now.
Yeah.
So what do you think we should
I
do?
think I'm just gonna cut you off.
Just cut you my off.
Yeah, I'm just gonna cut you off.